I can imagine this is very interesting. I've been reading about science a lot, but not actually practicing it. And one thing I learned from interacting with you over the years is that it's very hard to define experiments, right? I think that's one of the hardest parts, and to separate variables and all those things. Is that like the most difficult problem in science that you see in your activity, or?
There's so many different parts of science that are really hard. So if you take the whole trajectory from, let's say, an idea to a result, then there are many things that are very hard. So solving the right problems is also very hard. And that's a totally different kind of hard from setting up an experiment, right? What are the hard problems to solve? And I think also that is specifically a reason that for an academic, I go out a lot. So I go to, not now because of Corona, but otherwise, I go to many developers conferences and I chat with developers and I interview them for my podcast, because you can be excellent in solving the wrong problems and then you still haven't changed anything, right? So the first step might be really to nail down what is a problem. And sometimes I think in software engineering and computer science, maybe we're focusing our energy on the wrong problems. I mean, if you think of typical things that we discuss, like what programming language to use, tabs or spaces, Vim or Emacs, developing on the Mac or on a Linux machine or on the Windows machine. These are things that we spend our time on, and maybe they're not the most important things. And I like it that the last 10, 15 years is something probably also you have actively worked on. We've gone from more technical issues as a field, I think, more and more towards issues of communication, language, DDD, issues of design, issues of human factor. So I think I would say if I was really pressed for what is the hardest problem, I think the hardest problem is knowing what the problem is. Because once you know what the problem is and you've convinced other people in your surroundings that indeed this is a hard problem, then yeah, I will not say solving the problem is easy, but at least you are spending your energy in the right place. And that's also something that will be sustainable, that will keep you going. And for example, when I tell people that now I'm working on programming for children, then people say, oh, that's so valuable and programming is so hard to learn. And I want my children to also be excited about this. So if you find a topic that energizes others and you keep convincing yourself that it's something that is worthwhile to work on, then solving it will happen because you can continue to put your energy there.
Yeah, and I can relate to that because